All right, so I'm live. 90,000 word novel as fast as possible, day 8 challenge. I forgot the word challenge. One of these days, by the end of this challenge, I'll actually have said this title correctly. Until that time comes, welcome to the 8th day. How many of you are still with me? Hmm, I've seen a number of writers fall by the wayside during this challenge who were going to do this along with me. And I go like this and I hear crickets. So I know this stuff is not easy. It's tough to commit to a daily writing schedule as it is. And I've got my mic way too close to the camera. So hopefully that won't bother you too much. But I know it's not simple. And that's part of this challenge. It's part of the purpose of this challenge is to show the the struggles, the strife of doing it. So we are doing it. So today's day 8. Word count goal for today was 7,500 because I've got some podcasting stuff I have to do, and I have a chirp class here in a little bit. It's noon Pacific and it's almost 11 Pacific. So in about an hour, and somehow I need to squeeze a dog walk in between. Then Chirp is a newer audiobook format. It's got a partnership with Findaway, who I use to distribute my audiobooks. So I'm gonna get a little rundown with them and figure out how their systems work, and then spend my day working on ads stuff because I'm just a glutton for punishment. So with the day challenge today, the word count with all that stuff going on, word count being 7,500 words for today, I ended up getting in 8,501. So I was able to actually hit 1,000 words over my target. Now, if this is the first video you've tripped across, remember I dictate, and I have been doing this for a number of years, too many years to count. And it's only recently that I've got super, super, super serious. I was only super, super serious for years before this. But one thing that this challenge has taught me about me is I knew I could do word counts. I've written 14,000 words in a single day once. Last week, those of you who know, who've been following this, I had back to back days of 10,000 plus words. I know I can do it. Last week, I'm looking at my tracker. Yes, those behaviors that you track, you can analyze and you can continue. You can measure if you track it. 42,670 words just last week alone. And 3 of those days I was with family. So who knows what I would have done had I not had that. I am grateful for my family time. Bragging. And it's about me even learning about me that wow, I can actually be more productive than I thought I already was. People tell me all the time, "Oh my god, you write so much. It's amazing. I wish I could do that." Well, now I'm learning I don't want to say I was half-assing it because I can't maintain this rhythm for years, day in and day out. Couldn't do that. I would have to take breaks. But I might have unlocked a secret for me about being more productive is this challenge has pushed me and pushed that bar. There is no reason why I cannot do 7,000 words every single day unless life gets in the way. So my hope is that for those of you who have been following along with the challenge and have not dropped by the wayside, that you continue to look at that bar, not for this challenge, not at all. That's not what I mean, but to finish this project you're working on during this challenge and then see what you can do next time. Really push yourself, stretch goal, right? You stretch yourself to see what you can really do. So I'm hoping that that's helpful for some of you that this has been and that you're actually looking at. And if you have no baseline, you've never measured this stuff. Um, I hope, if nothing else, I've convinced you of the utility of keeping track of your word count. I know there's a lot of people who don't like it, but I think there's a deeper story as to why people don't like word count tracking. This is all internal motivation, internal accountability, if you will. So, though, I got a tip I need to share with you because I'm already at 4.5 minutes. Those of you tracking the Zodiac book itself to wonder how fast it's coming along, we're now at 53,493 words in 8 days. I'm surprising myself. I'm pleasantly surprised myself. If you are taking part in this challenge, I hope you are feeling that same kind of thing for yourself and that you're pleasantly surprised by what you're predicting. Now, this challenge is important, But the tip tool tactic I wanted to share in this broadcast has to do with why I truly think I'm more productive. Yes, I committed to this. I'm doing this vlog with you all because it helps me stay accountable. I could easily go, I don't have to do the vlog today. And then who knows what might happen. I feel like I owe you a vlog, even if only a handful of you are tuning into these. But the point is that that accountability piece changes. The productivity piece came in with that developmental editor. I know a lot of you are looking at writing, you see some of those expenses, especially if you're going to do the indie thing. And we all know book covers and editing are the two big costs of this. Editing much can be much more so than book covers, though there are some book covers that, whoo, yikes, they're a good mortgage payment. The point being, Cindy has been the developmental editor for all four of the Zodiac books so far. She was my editor on my last horror book, The Scales, but she only did copy editing for that. So if you saw a difference between the Zodiac books and The Scales, if you've read them, thank you very much. She gave me some developmental stuff for that book, but that's not what I was paying her for. So I couldn't ask for more from her than that. She just did the copy editing. For development, she looked at the story structure, the big picture stuff, character arcs, story arcs, pacing, all of that stuff. This book, book five, is the first time we set up an arrangement where she would development edit the outline. So it took longer to get me going, but those of you who have been following along, I think you can now see once she did that, and then I worked my way through her feedback, and you consume all that stuff, and you got to think through it and decide. I agree with her. I'm going to change. I don't agree with her. I'm going to keep it as is. That stuff takes some time, but boy, and I was getting worried about my timeline. But boy, once I said, okay, Tuesday the 15th or whatever it was, once I start typing word number one in this fifth book, I felt like I'd be able to fly right through this, and I can. Like literally, if I did not have book business stuff to do this afternoon, I might be highly tempted. I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but I read some reviews for one of the earlier books where a character we said bye to, and somebody had mentioned in a review they hope they see that character again. Well, I got to introduce that character again in this fifth book, and I'm just like you guys. I'm exploring this, or I'm discovering this as I write it. But it was exciting to actually be able to do that, and I just want to go right because I see the big picture. Remember, folks, I am not a outline 40 50,000 word outline, 100-page outline kind of people. I started as a true pantser, just completely winging it and discovery writing, and that led to a lot of painful editing. And I hate editing. The more what I've learned is the more I invest in the editing process front through an editor, the more I was able to clearly see the benefits of outlining, the more I outlined, and now the more detailed my outlines have become. Whereas in the past, there were 3, 4 sentence bullets. This chapter, three things happen. This chapter, these three. Now they're becoming a main bullet with 3 to 5 ish sub bullets for each chapter with much more detail. It isn't something I could have ever jumped into at the very beginning. It would have been overwhelming. It would have shut down the story. It's something that developed over time. And if this productivity challenge has been any indication of my maturation, my development as a writer, it's been that development. So if you're aspiring author, I'm not saying go spend $1,500 on a developmental editor for your book, but start putting feelers out there, start researching it, start reading into it, and see what you think for yourself, where you could get at that point to that point. Because I just feel the train moving right along, and it's been awesome. So tomorrow will be day 9. I'll let you know about the writing goal. Please leave any comments, questions in the comments over on Facebook at the reading group. Don't do Twitter. You all know that rule now. I check it once a day and then I go as fast as I can. So until we get to meet on day 9, thank you for the view. Thank you for any comments and encouraging. I've got a lot of encouraging messages, and I will see you tomorrow. Cheers.